Los Angeles was thrust into chaos as thousands of protesters clashed with law enforcement following U.S. President Donald Trump's unprecedented decision to deploy the National Guard troops without the state's approval. So the governor of California has raised objections. Take a look at this report.
The situation in Los Angeles continues to deteriorate. Demonstrators clashed with National Guard, ICE and DHS agents in the latest iteration of protests against the immigration raids that swept across Los Angeles over the weekend. The Trump administration deployed the California National Guard in response to protests in Los Angeles that began on Friday evening over immigration enforcement operations between demonstrators and authorities. U.S. President Donald Trump defended his move to send in the National Guard, saying they'll make sure there's law and order.
Law is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order. We're going to see what we need. We'll send whatever we need to make sure there's law and order. Yes, exactly. If things will stand in the way of law and order, yeah, they will face charges.
President Trump's move to send the National Guard members to Los Angeles is drawing a lot of criticism. California Governor Gavin Newsom's administration called it unlawful, urging Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to resign the deployment of the National Guard to Los Angeles and return control of the troops to the state. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass also alleged that the move has caused fear and panic.
When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic. And deploying federalized troops is a dangerous escalation, but we need to be real about this. This is about another agenda. It's not about public safety. There's clearly no plan, and there is clearly no policy.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum too waded in and said that the phenomena will not be addressed with raids or violence. We do not agree with this way of addressing the immigration issue. The phenomenon will not be addressed with raids or violence. It will be by sitting down and working on comprehensive reform that takes into account all Mexicans on the other side of the border. That is our position, and we'll always call for peace, for non-violence, not to intensify any violent form of protest. The Los Angeles Police Department began making arrests after declaring several protests unlawful assemblies and authorizing the use of less lethal munitions. Not since 1965 has a president summoned the state's National Guard against the will of a governor. Trump cited a rarely used law enabling him to bypass the governor in the event of a rebellion or danger of a rebellion against the authority of the government of the United States. Bureau Report, DT India.